Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, mid-August, it's hard to believe. Summer's just racing by, and it does appear we're going to be spared from Ernesto. Hopefully it's going to pass off to the east of us and basically stay out to sea. That'll be next week's thing. So it's early morning and I'm back out in the greenhouse and I'm looking at my trident maples today. So let's take a look at them. So this is the one that I started from seed 3 years ago. She's just getting a nice trunk on her. And I have gotten a good way up over 50 cuttings off of this tree at this point. There's a really strong shoot on her. It's about time to take more cuttings. And all of these right here have been cuttings off of that tree that I've got planted on rocks. They do have very, very interesting roots, and they develop really fast, which has been a really cool thing about them. So this one is, I'm considering the best one so far. It's got a really interesting nubari going. And it is planted on a rock. There's another one. And these have only been in these pots about 6 months. So it is a tree that develops really fast. So here's a flat of the cuttings that are about a month out from cutting. And they are also rooting really fast for me. So I'm sure all of these have roots. So that's a really great thing. So this one I've got in a flower pot, and it's been in here for about 2 years from a cutting, and it's just getting a nice trunk on it. They have really interesting trunks, interesting patterns on them. It's just all around a really good plant for bonsai. It's become obvious to me why it's so sought after in Asia. So this one's obviously got some really good cuttings on it. So before I get to planting this one in a pot, we'll get some good cuttings on it. So this one's got about 5 or 6 really good shoots on it that I can take for cuttings. Take one of these big ones here. So there's a nice big shoot. So the leaves strip off very easy. And I just use my fingernail to put a womb on the bottom of them. That really stimulates them to callus over and get roots. I am using the hormone on all of them. So I want to get it coated really good. So there's one. Now I'll keep this cutting out of the sun. I'll keep it in the shade and keep it really wet. That seems to be the ticket for them. One more here. I do stick them all the way down to the bottom of these plastic pots. I want as much of it as I can in there. And I always pack them real good and tight so the cutting is stable in there. And this is just a mix of the tree compost, perlite, and peat moss. What I plant everything in, and they're rooting really nice in it. So here's the 5 cuttings that I got off of that one. I'll get them nice and wet, and I'll put them under a table in here so they don't get any sun on them for about a month. It seems like at about the one month period, at about the end of 1 month, you can start giving them a little sunshine, and they're pretty much rooted by then. So it is common practice in a lot of places to put trident maples in the ground for a couple of years, but it's way too cold here to do that because they're not an extremely cold resistant variety. So I'm finding that keeping them in these flower pots for a couple of years basically does the same thing to fatten up the trunk. So we'll get this one out. See, it's had good root growth. Nice healthy tree. So I'll try to remove most of this dirt and get down to the just roots so we can drape them over rocks. That's the idea. They're commonly used for root over rock, and that's definitely what I'm going to do with them. They have really interesting nubari as it develops. So I'll just massage all this dirt out of them. So there we go. That's about what I've gotten for roots after 2 years in that pot. Did winter over in the basement, but gives me plenty of roots to work with. All right, so here's a pot that I made on my slump mold. It's got an interesting chicken stamp on it. So I'm really liking the unglazed pots for putting my trees in. I love the way the algae grows on them, and it's working out. So I've got 3 rocks here, and I'm gonna experiment with this one, having 3 rocks in the planting. About like that. You can see it has beautiful white tips everywhere. Really happy. That's what you want to see. I want to get all these roots down and trap them with the dirt. This is when I really want to look at it from all angles. You can see it's really leaning out there. This is when I can get it straight. This is the time to really look at it and get it like I want it. It won't be till probably this time next year that I'll start to wash some dirt away from the rocks and expose the rocks on it. A little more this way. I think we'll go with that. A little bit more. All right, I'm gonna go around and tuck the soil in where I want my moss to flush out with the pot. Get it mossed up. So here's my new trident maple bonsai. I've mixed up some Miracle-Gro in the pump sprayer, and I'll give it a nice drink now. Like all my trees, the trident maple responds really nice to the Miracle-Gro. It'll make it really happy. So it has been about a 2-year process from a cutting for this one. And now it'll need to develop in this pot. That's the bonsai business. You gotta have patience. But it's already a nice looking tree. I'm pretty happy with it. So there you go. Root over rock. Trident maple. Hope everyone's having a great bonsai day. I know I just did. And I'll see you next time on Bonsai by the Sea.